Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at similar triangles. So if you've seen these previous videos, it'll be a lot easier for you today. So the first video is proportions, angles, parallels, and transversals, and solving linear equations. If you've seen these videos and completed them, today's lesson will be easier on you. So we say two triangles are similar if they have the same shape. So basically all of the corresponding angles are the same, and the corresponding lengths are proportional. So we have this triangle here, ABC, and it's similar to DEF like that. We have angle A, angle D being the same, B and E being the same, and angle C and F being the same. So all the angles are the same. And then what we mean by the sides being proportional means A divided by D is the same as B divided by E, is the same as C divided by F, like that. And so if we can determine that two triangles are similar, we can then use sides being proportional to solve problems. So let's dive right into it. So first example here, we have this bigger triangle of 10 by 8 plus x, like that. And then the smaller triangle here of 7 and 8 as their sides. And the only thing we know is that these lines here are parallel. And so what happens here is the gamma tip angle here, this gamma angle, is the same for the small and bigger triangle, right? So it's a shared angle. And since these two are parallel and we have a transversal cutting here, alpha is corresponding with this alpha. So they're the same value. And then beta is the same as this beta here, corresponding angle. And so what we have here is the smaller triangle, 7, 8, being similar to this bigger triangle, which is 10 and 8 plus x. So now we're going to use the proportions. So we know that 7 over 10 is the same as 8 over 8 plus x as such. And we saw, so our goal here is to isolate x. We have this set up here, and we need to isolate x to find the x length here. So we remember from our proportions video that we can flip both, right? So 7 over 10 is the same as 10 over 7, 8 plus x over 8, like that. So our goal is to isolate x. Let's do that. So we're going to go times 8 on both sides, get rid of the divide by 8, and so we have this here. We want x on its own, so we're going to go minus 8 to both sides, which gives us 80 over 7 minus 8. So we have fractions here, so we're going to go common denominator, 7 over 7, like that. So we have 80 over 7 minus 56 over 7, which gives 24 over 7 as our x value. Example 2. Find the value of x. So here's our first triangle, here's our second triangle. Angles match, and so they are similar triangles by angle, 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 right? Similar triangles have the same angles. So we have x over 9 is the same as 4 over 5, like that. We want x on its own, so we go times 9 to both sides. So x equals 36 over 5, which is the same as 7.2. So 7.2 is our x value. Okay, example number 3. Here we have a right angle triangle, and then within that right angle triangle is another right angle triangle like that. So I'm going to draw the smaller one here first. We notice that the hypotenuse across from the 90 is x, right, like that. Across from the 90 is x as our hypotenuse, and one of the legs is 4, like that. And we're going to call the angle between 4 and x, right there, we're going to call that alpha, like that. So here's our first triangle. We have 4, x, and alpha as such. Our second triangle is this bigger triangle, like this. So we have a leg of x, right, and a hypotenuse of 4 plus 8, which is 12, like that. So this is our second triangle as such. And we notice that the angle between x and 12 is this tip here that we called alpha. And so what we notice is we have 90, 90, alpha, alpha, beta, beta. So these two triangles are similar because the angles are the same. So let's use our proportions here. 4 over x is the same as x over 12. Just like that. So we're going to go, so we want x on its own. That's our goal. We want to isolate x. So we're going to go times x on both sides. And so that gets rid of this bottom x here. So we have 4 equals x squared over 12. Now we're going to go times 12 on both sides. And so we get 48 equals x squared. We square root both sides to get our x value like that. And so x is root 48, which is approximately 6.93, just like that. Okay, time for you guys to do some practice. Practice number 1. Determine the value of x given these two triangles. And B, find the value of x here given these two triangles. Go ahead and pause the video and do that. Okay, we're back. So A, small triangle is 4x, bigger triangle is 6 by x plus 3, like that. Alpha and alpha are the same. Beta and beta are the same by corresponding angles because they're parallel, like that. So we have 4 and x on our two sides, and then the bigger triangle is 6 and x plus 3. So we're going to go 4 over 6 is the same as x over x plus 3, like that. And our goal is to isolate x. So let's do some algebra. Times x plus 3 on both sides. So these x plus 3 cancels out. And we have this now. We have a divided by 6 here. So we're going to go times 6 on both sides. So we have 4 times x plus 3 equals 6x. We're going to distribute the 4. So 4x distribute to the 3. So 12. Right? So 4x plus 12 equals 6x, like that. We're going to go minus 4x on both sides to get the x's on one side. So we have 2x equals 12. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides to isolate for x. So x equals 6, like that. If you had any trouble with the algebra, be sure to watch my previous videos of solving linear equations. Okay, so B, let's do our second one now. So here's our two triangles. So the first one here is 2 and 3 as our sides. See the 90 here? Across from that is 3. So the 3 is our hypotenuse. 2 is the length of one of the legs. And the angle between 2 and 3, we're going to call alpha, like that. So here's our smaller triangle, 2, 3, with angle alpha in between. Now we're going to look at our bigger triangle here. 3 is one of the sides, like that. X plus 2 is the hypotenuse. And we notice that the angle between x plus 2 and 3 is alpha. And so we see that the two triangles are similar because the angles are the same. So we're going to do some proportionate reasoning here. We have 3 over 2 is the same as x plus 2 over 3, like that. And now our goal is to isolate x. So this divide by 3, we're going to get rid of it by going times 3 to both sides. So we get 9 over 2 equals x plus 2. We're going to go minus 2 to both sides. And so we have 9 over 2 minus 2 equals x. Times 2 over 2 to get common denominator. So 9 over 2 minus 4 over 2. This gives 5 over 2 as our value of x. And that's it. It's that easy. I'll see you guys in the next video.